Sara, Ladipo, Imagina el Mundo. Belonging is such an interesting, overarching theme, as you say. It's something I think about a lot personally, and it's something that comes into my writing. So as someone who is from two nationalities, two cultures, two so-called races, it's something personal. When I was growing up in Nigeria, I was called Oyinbo, which literally means peeled skin or white person. And then when I moved to England, I'm called black. And then when I moved to France, I'm Arab. So, always othered in that sense. So my own history is one of never quite fitting in. And so then I guess I'm drawn to, writing those sorts of stories as well. And if I look at my novel Independence, the main character, Tayo, he doesn't quite fit into England. There's racism at the time. There continues to be racism, so he's othered in that sense. But when he goes back to Nigeria, it's the same thing, not quite feeling that he fits in. And I think the notion of belonging or not fitting in is something that I think everyone in the world experiences to one extent or another, whether it's to do with your gender or your race, or your sexuality, or your age. My second novel is about an older woman, and I was really interested in exploring what is it like to age, not only as someone who comes from a different culture, aging in America, but what is it like as an old woman, the way that societies in general other older people. So belonging is certainly important to what I write. It was actually writers like Marquez, Neruda, Isabel Allende, writers from Latin America that I read a lot of at that time, that in their own way inspired me to write stories set in, or at least partly set in Africa. So already, it's a different diaspora, different experiences, but I see threads in our past colonial histories. I see some of the issues that we have dealt with in respective continents with dictatorships and so on. And so I have been inspired by literature from this continent. And I'm really excited now to, a lot of the literature I read was literature of the past in a way. I'm excited to read and know more about what people are writing today. Youth, young people. And I did one event this morning and just talking to students, their curiosity, their desire to see the world a better place, their willingness to question things that they have been taught, to think critically about things. I'm just always inspired by young people.